Welcome everyone. In our last session, we have completed energy efficiency in steam system. Now in today's session, I would like to begin with new chapter called energy management and energy audit. So let me begin this chapter with the question that why we require energy management and energy audit. So you can say in India, particularly, the demand of the electricity is going to be increased because of the updation in modern technology in upcoming year. So to cope up that demand, we have two options with us. First one, to explore new energy resources, and second one, to reduce the usage of available energy sources. So energy management is all about the reduction of usage of available energy source so that we are able to save those energy sources for our next generation, and we are able to obtain higher energy efficiency. Clear what do you mean by energy management? Energy management is the task of managing the energy resources in such a way that it would result into the energy efficient organization. So now let me begin with the definition of the energy management. So you can say the term energy management means many different things to many people, but one standard definition, you can say the judicious and the effective use of energy resources to maximize the profit and enhance the competitive position is known as energy management. And one another definition, you can say the strategy of adjusting and optimizing energy using the system and the process to reduce the energy requirement per unit of the output while holding the constant or reducing the total cost of the production output. Okay, so management is nothing but the process of reduction of the energy usage. Now if you observe the objective that why we require to perform energy management, then you can say we have various benefits that we can avail by incorporating the energy management. First one, by adopting the energy management, we are able to reduce the energy wastage. Second one, by using energy management, we are able to increase the productivity of any industry. We are able to manage the supply and demand of energy. We are able to sustain our environment by reducing the pollution level. Likewise, we have lots of objectives for the energy management. So it is all about the energy management. Then I would like to discuss the definition of energy audit. Basically, what do you mean by audit? You can say audit is the process of identifying that how and when energy resources are used and what are the outcome of that usage, and ultimately it relates the production with the energy. So you can say the energy audit is the process of verification, monitoring and analysis of use of energy, including the submission of the technical report containing some of the recommendations for the improving the energy efficiency with the cost benefit analysis and also an action plan to reduce the energy consumption. So ultimately audit is all about the surveying complete plan and suggesting some of the strategies by which we are able to reduce the consumption of the energy, which ultimately leads organization toward the energy efficient organization. Like financial audit, energy audit is similar, but here our interest is on the energy rather than on the money. Okay, so it is all about the definitions of the energy audit and objective and the need. You can say from the need point of view that why we require energy audit, you can say first one, that is with context to industry, you can say by performing energy audit we are able to reduce the wastage of energy. Then second one, by incorporating the energy audit we are able to save the various expenses which we have incurred on the external or you can say extra energy resources. Then third one, it's maintain the supply and demand of the energy resources, so the balance of the energy is maintained inside the plant. Then third one, you can say because of the energy audit, the pollution level is decreased and hence we are able to obtain the sustainable environment. Then after you can say the profitability of the industry increase. Then you can say as an industrial person we can know that how energy is using in the different department and how the production is related with the energy. Okay, so we are able to correlate the production with the energy by using the energy audit. So we can have lots of many points here that you can include in energy audit. Clear? Particularly the need of energy audit, I mean to say. The next I would like to discuss about the type of energy audit. So we have made 4 types of energy audit. First one is the walkthrough audit, then second one is the targeted, then third one is the standard audit, and final one is the detailed audit. So let me brief you about the walkthrough audit. You can say walkthrough audit is the quite simple audit in which the particular consultant of energy audit, okay, runs around the plant and observe the different equipment and provide instantaneous or you can say immediate solution for any kind of problem. For example, let's say in industry we are suffering from the lighting problem, then during the visit of the plant, the consultant will provide the immediate and instantaneous solution for the lighting so that the costing behind the lighting is getting minimized and we are able to save energy and we are able to make profit. So it is one of the simple audit which provide the instantaneous solution. Then second one is the targeted audit. The targeted audit is the outcome of the walkthrough audit. Generally what happens is whenever the consultant is observing the plant, at that time some of the problems are such that for that he can provide the instantaneous solution, while for some of the problem they need to think. So for such kind of problem we need to focus on one particular equipment. Okay, so this type of the thing comes under the category of the targeted audit. For example, let's say any consultant come to audit the thermal power plant, okay, and during the visit of the thermal power plant, the heat rejection through the condenser is our prime problem. Then what we need to do, we need to set our concentration on particular condenser only, and whenever the any consultant came, at that time we have to inform him about the condenser and we need to insist him to focus only on the condenser so that the energy problem that is associated with the condenser is getting minimized. Okay, so in targeted audit we need to focus on one particular equipment rather than focusing on the overall activity of the plant. The next one is the standard audit. In standard audit you can say it is the one of the comprehensive audit which form the certain level of the baseline against which the performance of particular equipment is needed to be compared. Okay, and once we have compared those performance, then we get idea that whether the particular equipment is up to the mark or you can say it is energy efficient or not. It is one of the comprehensive audit which provide the detailed solution of the energy problem. Then next one is the detailed audit. You can say detailed audit is again one of the comprehensive audit and it is one of the you can say the time consuming audit. Again the detailed audit is divided into 3 parts. First one is the pre-audit, then after audit and the post-audit. Now I would like to explain you detailed audit in very brief using this table. So here we have detailed audit. As I told you that it has a 3 phases. So first one is a pre-audit phase. So in pre-audit phase we have 2 steps. In step number 1 and step number 2 we have a plan of action on left hand side and purpose on the right hand side. So step number 1 involve the plan and organize the visit. Then after walkthrough audit and informal interview with the energy manager and the coordination between the different departments. And the outcome of the step number 1 is, you can say, just by planning and organizing the visit of any plant, we are able to know the different department of the plant as well as the different equipment that is lying inside the plant, okay, which helps us in collecting the micro as well as the macro data on later stage. Then step number 2 involve the conduction of brief meeting and the awareness program with all the divisional head and the departmental person. The outcome of this activity is, you can say, by doing this activity we are able to create the strong bonding between the different departmental members, as well as we are able to ask some of the questions to each department regarding the deficiency of energy equipment. Okay, so we have 2 steps in pre-audit phase. And next one is, you can say, the audit phase. In audit phase we have several steps, and the purpose of that step as well. So step number 3 involve the primary data gathering and preparation of the flow process chart and the energy utility diagram. Okay, by doing this step we are able to collect all the data of a different energy efficiency equipment, as well as we are able to design and operate and schedule the operation so that we can get the proper result. Okay, again this step also involves the collection of the previous year energy bill as well. Okay, then step number 4, conduct the survey and the monitoring. The survey and monitoring involve ultimately measuring of you can say different data like temperature, pressure of boiler, okay, then after efficiency of electric motor, insulation likewise. Okay, then 5th step involve the conduct of detailed trial or experiment for the selected energy strategy, or you can say guzzles. So once we have a rough solution in our mind, then we need to perform trial and error analysis so that we are able to obtain that whether our thinking process is in our favor or not. Okay, then next one is the analysis of the energy use. It involves the energy and the material balance and the energy lost waste analysis. Then after step number 7 is identification and the development of the energy conservation opportunity. The purpose of this activity is to identify and consolidate the energy measure. Then after conceive, develop and refine the idea. Then after review the previous idea suggested by the any purpose and contact vendor for the new and effective technology. The next one is the cost benefit analysis. So you can say in cost benefit analysis, okay, we are able to observe the cost of particular strategy against the same, so that we will get clear idea whether to implement this strategy or not. Okay. Now next one is you can say next one is the reporting and presentation to the top management, and the final step, that is the post audit phase, in which we need to implement and we need to make sure that the particular activity is running smoothly by performing the follow-up task. Okay, so it is all about the detailed energy audit. Now next we have energy management approach for understanding the energy cost. So we have 4 kinds of the energy management approach: individual approach, regional approach, then after centralized approach, and the outsourced approach. Whenever we are deciding to manage energy resources, at that time we have these 4 options with us. In individual approach, we need to assign one particular energy manager which can take care of complete activity like gathering the data of the energy usage, as well as suggestions of different strategies by which we are able to conserve energy. In regional approach, we need to allocate different team for the different department which can take care of the different energy related problem. For example, let's say in industry we have different department like assembly department, manufacturing department, quality control department. So for each department we need to form the team of 2 to 3 members which can take care of the energy related problem of this department and provide some best solution for the energy saving. Then after, next one is the centralized approach. In centralized approach, we have a one core team of energy management which can take care of complete industries. Okay, provide the different solution as well as identify different problem, diagnose the different problem. Okay, likewise, the central approach is one of the best approach from my point of view. Okay, then we have an outsourced team, or you can say outsourced approach. In outsourced approach, we need to provide some contract to the few consultant. Okay, and again consultant is responsible for the energy observation, like energy service performance contract that we have discussed in chapter number 2. Okay, so it is all about the energy management approach. Okay, thank you and stay tuned for the next session.